This is what Morty can do to your average alien.
Pencil Fester.
And this is what he's capable of when he possesses God tier power.
I am an individual character. I represent no group. Fire!
Not bad for your average 14-year-old, huh? But just how powerful is this teenager? Well, I'm here to answer that, because I'm going to show you every single level of Morty Smith's powers, starting with him at 1% power. You see, it's easy to call Morty a wimp because there was once a time where he would shiver at the thought of killing someone else, even random bug things.
Cover me!
Oh man, I mean, you know, I don't want to shoot nobody.
They're just robots, Morty! It's okay to shoot them, they're robots! Glenn's bleeding to death! Someone call his wife and children!
They're not robots, Rick!
It's a figure of speech, Morty! They're bureaucrats!
Oof, see, now I kind of feel bad for calling them bug things. Either way, Rick's idea to dehumanize them was a good one, and it didn't take Morty long at all to get the hang of it.
Just keep shooting, Morty! You have no idea what prison is like here!
Holy crap, this is insane!
This was the very first episode of the series, proving that at 1% of his power, you put a gun in this boy's hands and he will end some lives. He's still a bit rough around the edges, but he's got his grandpa's genes for sure. And believe me, even in his base form, he doesn't need to be armed to kick some ass. And we got to see that a few episodes later when he met this creep in a public restroom.
Just gotta relax and go with the flow.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Oh, no, stay. Go with the flow.
Stop! You're making me really uncomfortable.
Stop fighting me. Just let this happen.
Get off of me!
I think we can all see where this is going. A jelly bean is about to have his way with a 14-year-old boy in a dingy bar toilet. I don't think any of those words were in the Bible.
No! Stop! Please!
Stop being such a tease, you sweet little.
Mr. Jellybean didn't know he was screwing with the wrong Morty, and that's just him at 1% power. Now I'm curious to see what he can do at 13%. After a few more crazy adventures with Rick, I guess it's safe to say Morty was finally getting the hang of killing things, or in this case, his grandfather.
About 1,000 memories of your dumb little ass, and about 6 of them are pleasant. The rest is annoying garbage. So why don't you do us both a favor and pull the trigger? Do it! Do it! Pull the trigger!
Oh, wow. Baby Wizard was a parasite? He set me up with my wife.
Got you there, didn't I? Of course, Morty wouldn't shoot Rick despite the horrible, horrible things he said about him. As for why Mort was suddenly pulling off headshots on some questionable characters, that story goes as far back as when Morty's uncle came to town to visit.
Who the f*** are you?
My goofy brother, Steve? He's been living here almost a year now? Are you losing your mind?
Hey, someone's been spending too much time around glowing rocks, am I
Would everybody just relax for a second? There's no such thing as an Uncle Steve.
Turns out, alien parasites like Uncle Steve have a certain way of implanting false memories with those they come into contact with, and this meant one thing for the Smith family: a messed up game of imposter with laser guns and years of family baggage.
Photos, hard evidence. You're not in any of my photos, Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Well, what do you know about this? You're not in any of mine.
All I have are pictures of me and my friends from school. What? What teenage girl has pictures of her family?
Y'all know how parasites can be. They multiply. What started out as a totally believable uncle quickly multiplied into tons of wacky characters, each more unbelievable than the last.
No! All right, everybody listen to me. I don't know if any of you guys are real, but this house has been infested with fake loved ones that spread through fake memories, and our planet will be destroyed if they get out.
However, it didn't take long for Morty, smart thinking on his part, to realize that his real family were those he had awful memories with. Kind of a harsh reality of life when you think about it. Anyway, armed with the parasites' weakness and a lot of guns, it was time to take out the trash. Nothing brings a family together than fun shooting time. Still, you can tell Morty had become remarkably better with a gun. No more injury shots like that first time. Nah. Bro's becoming a ruthless killer. And by 32% power, he's a totally different person altogether. Not many 14-year-olds can say they've lived a full life like Morty has. Heck, the poor boy has actually done that twice. Once when playing the weird simulation game called Roy.
Whoa. Shit!
Oh, what the hell? Where am I? What in the
55
hell?
years. Not bad, Morty. You kind of wasted your 30s, though, with that whole bird-watching phase.
Where's my wife?
Morty, you were just playing a game. It's called Roy.
Basically, the goal of the game was to see how long you could live in a simulation as a rando guy named Roy. The other instance was a hellscape matrix, which is nothing like Roy.
Morty, what are you doing?
I'm getting Rick's attention. Freeze! You! None of this is real!
Morty, run!
Hey, thieves! Never take what's not yours, especially if it's a
You know the crazy part about all this? Rick built this matrix to punish Morty and Summer for borrowing his phone charger and not returning it. What's even crazier is that the dude left them there, took a nap, so they had to live well into their adult years before breaking out. For Summer, it was relatively easy. She somehow enrolled in college, got into politics, ended up as a mayor or something. Morty? Not so much. Not after that arrest. Somewhere along the lines, he grew old enough to be enlisted into the army to fight in the Charger Wars, and I must tell you, being in the army certainly changes a man, or boy, or whatever he is at this point. Apparently, being in the army also kills you. But seeing as he was in the Matrix, Morty just kept respawning over and over. That's where we got to see Morty display 32% strength of his power. Imagine what you become after being stuck in a hellish war zone where you can't die, so you're forced to keep fighting over and over until all the enemies are fracking dead. Well, actually, you don't need to imagine it all. Let's take a look-see. I must say, the sheer mental strength alone it would take to not break down is tremendous. On the plus side, it allowed him to abuse the hell out of the whole not being able to die shtick until it allowed him to be a remorseless killer.
death to Chargenia!
We got him. Osama bin Chargin is dead.
Okay, I know a man has just been killed, but let's take a moment to appreciate the name Osama bin Chargin. That is like A-class material right there. It took 8 seasons to get it. Anyway, I think the moral lesson here was pretty obvious. Don't borrow chargers if you're not gonna return it. However, if you're as tough as Morty is at 54% power, don't sweat it. Against guns in science, you can try to defend yourself with bigger guns in science. But what can you do against something like this?
Enough, there's probably animals in these hills. If you spare me, I can make your crotch a salt lick.
Agana Exaka Sepulu.
Thank you, Morty. Figures you'd be higher status in lame world.
See what I mean? Dude just rambled a bunch of words and a golem died. Rick couldn't even beat it. That was one of the terrifying advantages of magic, its versatility in almost any situation. And if you pair that with the Dragon Morty god, it becomes dang near unstoppable.
I bind this noble serpent and rider at the soul. Here's your tome of dragon spells and lore. That'll have everything you need.
Well, almost unstoppable. I say so because there were a couple conditions. One being you kind of have to be soul bonded, and the dragon tends to only soul bond with someone it likes. Yes, it's this thing, and in this case, it was with Rick. You got words? I don't.
Oh, God. My soul. Oh, yeah. I'm a dragon. I'm bonding. Oh, yeah.
What the?
Morty, I can explain.
Why are you still doing
Why
it?
does it feel better now? I hope it's not because you're watching, but don't go anywhere.
How did you find us?
We followed the smell of sulfur and skankery.
Morty was still a bit of a noob wizard, but mastery of the art could give him dominion over Balthramar and the rest of the dragons. And yes, I said dragons.
We are the dragons. We live in these caves where we and eat, and we kindly ask that you leave. If the wizard knows we are here, he will imprison us.
Yeah, we like it down here because we can woolly mammoths. Get out!
Get the out of here,
Shut up,
Michael.
Michael. You're the only one that thing. Get the out of here.
Well, at least I'm not in play.
I suppose it's safe to say that my fantasies of having a dragon have been severely ruined. Since Rick wasn't powerful enough to take on the wizard enslaving these dragons, it was up to magic to save the day.
Maybe don't tell your parents we did this.
What? Please, no! I smell
Unfortunately, the whole soul bonding thing weirded Morty out and he quit magic before mastering it. But then we move on from 54 to 70% power and Morty gets a lot more violent. He don't need no magic. You guys remember the Purge movies where everyone picks out a day to let out their most violent tendencies? Believe it or not, there's a planet out there in the Rick and Morty universe that lives by that gruesome principle.
Whoa! They are purging the out of each other.
As you might have guessed, Morty was not a fan. What a wuss. The irony of that whole situation is that for a 14-year-old, Morty had a lot of baggage to purge out of his system. I mean, have you met his drunk mom, his weak-willed dad, his bully of a sister, his crazy grandfather? Turns out the only thing that can make Morty join the purge was to save a damsel in distress. Boys will be boys. Even then, Morty wasn't exactly participating in the purge like everyone else. It wasn't until the girl he saved duped them and stole their ride that bro was ready to pour his frustration out on everybody.
Time to purge.
Morty can and will kill you, that's for sure, but you put this kid in power armor and the bodies will start to pile. Now that, my friends, is how you purge. Do not try this at home. We've seen the kind of carnage Morty can unleash at 70% power, right? Well, what if he took it up a notch from there, let's say to 85%, and put him in a fight against some real grizzled fighters? I'm talking about the time Rick took Morty and Summer to a post-apocalyptic Mad Max world to seal a powerful crystal. And like most of their adventures, things obviously went south, and they were either running or fighting for their lives, or both. Usually this is the part where Rick whips something totally akin to a cheat code and gets them out of a sticky situation. Either that or Morty stumbles upon a less dramatic way of saving them. However, this time someone else took the spotlight. Dang, Summer, teenage angst much? Apparently she was going through something or the other that means nothing to me and you, seeing as this video ain't about her. Point is, thanks to her newfound daredevil desire to kill, she attracted the attention of one of the Mad Max guys and decided to stay. Normally Rick would just be totally against it, but something big caught his eye.
What's that little bauble you got back there?
That is our glowing rock.
Kids, weird pitch. Let's have this be our new life.
Sure, just let your grandkids live and mingle with post-apocalyptic scavengers in a post-apocalyptic world full of barbaric post-apocalyptic traditions. One of such traditions is fighting in the Blood Dome. Would have called it a Death Dome, but I'm not here to nitpick. So with the Summer playing macho wife to one of the savages and Rick plotting an unnecessary complicated heist, Morty was the only one left to compete.
The important question is, who wants to take a poke? I guess I'll see your asses in that dome!
I know, right? What the heck was Rick thinking? Those scavengers would eat Morty up, literally. Not to worry though, Rick had a plan in mind. By injecting Morty with an extract of muscle memory from one of the dismembered arms hanging around, he should be able to hold his own. Except he only got to inject one arm and the arm kind of became sentient. But the cool kill all my enemies kind of sentient.
Help! Sweet, man! What's up? And he wants more!
I know it's not Morty in control during the match, but good heavens, look at the power just one arm is capable of. Imagine if Rick managed to juice up the other limbs, 70% would be nowhere near enough to cap his strength. I mean, just look at this magnificent display.
Why would you want this to happen? Stop being a baby and act like a man!
I apologize. A good fight was ruined by the emotional breakthrough of a child going through his parents' divorce. Here's a better one without all that sobby sad story. Someone's got a potty mouth on him. Oh well, decapitating people all day was fun and all, but the scavenger arm, no death arm, that's what I'm calling it now. The death arm had unfinished business, which involved tracking down the bastards who killed him and burned his family to ashes. And now he had a new willing host and was gonna get some toasty revenge, starting with the guy who killed him.
I was just following orders! He's in the castle!
Didn't take long to find the asshole that was behind the whole thing, and I must say, I was totally right to call him an asshole. Well, you kind of get what happens next. Morty, your death arm, killed the guy, and his muscle memory soul was finally at peace. Not exactly sure what manner of science would explain that whole phenomena, but you can't deny Morty was pretty powerful back there. But at 92% power, shoot, he could have taken out that entire post-apocalyptic settlement alone. In the episode Mort Dinner Rick Andre, Rick needed some special wine for a special guest, and everyone knows that any wine worth its grapes needs to be aged well.
This only drinks the good so just toss this whale ocean wine in here and age it up a few centuries.
So time moves faster in there? It's like a Narnia thing?
I'm not a beaver who believes in Jesus Christ, Morty. But yeah, it's pretty much a Narnia thing.
Okay, but Jessica...
All you have to do is bring wine, Morty. When do I ask you for anything?
When do you... I haven't been to a full week of school in years!
Unbelievable, man. The power to travel to any and all dimensions of his choice, and he uses one as a time-accelerated wine cellar. I guess that's Rick for you. Morty, on the other hand, had to go and screw things up. You see, when he went to fetch some of the wine, he made the mistake of bringing back an inhabitant of the other world. Seeing his time moves really fast on the other side, it meant one thing for the other worlder who just spent a minute on Earth.
Bova?
Why did you leave us, Father?
Japheth? When were you born?
I swore to Mother if I ever met you, I'd avenge her.
Was it my fault?
Who's then? Who's?
The boy from the magic door.
You'd think things would end there, but no. The otherworlder boy who just killed his absentee father went on to build a religion centered around the evil that is Morty and how he must be destroyed when he next visits. Mind you, all these happen in like 5 minutes normal time, probably decades or centuries for the otherworlders.
Ooh, holy sh**, it's him!
God damn it! What do you want me to say? I'm sorry!
We finally beat him. But let's always remain vigilant, because you never know. We might be back one day.
Truth be told, their chief, king, person was right to be worried about Morty coming back, and when he did return, he showed them what an absolute beast he is at just 85% strength.
Oh, it's real! It's real! I was wrong! I was so wrong! God is real!
That entrance alone deserves an award. Never get in between a man and his liquor, I always say. Tearing down a whole castle without breaking a sweat, no advanced armor, no genetically modified arms necessary, just a pissed off Morty. So what in the world could top that? That, my friends, would be Morty at his best. 100% full power! Born in the darkness. I don't know where. Some would say the most powerful thing in the world is the future, or knowledge thereof. Others would say it's something else. Others are wrong. Here's an instance of what knowing the future could accomplish.
Witness the only real use for these crystals. They show you when the other guy's reloading. Okay, now not so much.
Okay. I know what you're about to say. Knowing how you die is much less powerful than knowing the future in general. Sure, you might not be able to win the lottery or beat your arch nemesis at chess, but you most certainly would be able to dominate any battlefield. Question is, how does Morty use it?
Oh, Jessica.
Morty, I love you.
What? No!
I love you.
How am I gonna die with her if I can't even talk to her?
To get a girl. However, the lengths that boy would go for a happy ending with his crush, that I can say for sure was not lame. He had to do a lot of crazy things.
What the? Well. Looks like there's a new bully in town. Bully him!
Statistically, the first thing to likely kill a kid in high school prematurely is bullies. Don't look that up, you won't like the real answer. So it makes sense that Morty had to get rid of those first. Next, we have the police, who aren't too happy when you make your bullies float away.
Jessica.
What the hell?
Yes, sir.
Now that's how you abuse the heck out of a death crystal. It's no winning the lottery satisfaction, but turning the police into a living sashimi would have to do. Next on the menu was the army. Highly doubtful that they'd fare any better.
I will die all.
Behold Morty at his peak strength, wielding the powers of a god, complete with the glowing eyes and hovering menacingly thing. But even without all that power, decimating the entire army wouldn't guarantee him his happily ever after death with Jessica. So he turns himself in, somehow wins his murder trial, gets exonerated, all with the help of the crystal. Looking to lock in his future with Jessica, he exiles himself to a desert where there would be no variation to his future.
This is my life.
Oh, yeah. Did I forget to mention he assimilates himself with an alien feral fluid life form to sustain himself till he becomes 40? Interesting life choice, but who am I to judge? In the end, Rick swooped in to save the day, as per usual.
I can't haven't seen my own death.
Quiet, idiot, quiet. It's gonna be all right. It's over.
Morty wasn't just unstoppable with that crystal. He could basically manipulate everyone around him by telling them what they wanted to hear. Too bad he kind of wasted it, but that is still Morty at the peak of his powers. If you love that kind of stuff, you should definitely hit that link on screen. There are a lot crazier things that even crazier characters have done waiting for you. Thanks for watching.